All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rekah HaKodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and in sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers, right? And Shalom to the ones that endure this faith, right, until the very end, right? Which are, again, the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. I want to do this quick video. I seen a video out there, pretty much an evolution of all these lists, right? Of all these world leaders, right? From the 1700s on up to, now with who you got, Sleepy Joe, right? But on back, when they had them, the paintings, then they switched to pictures, and then they get to keep a legacy of their own, right? They could keep a legacy of their entitlements, right? As the brother GMS Legacies, he goes into the political World War III, right? Because again, what about us? Right? What about us? What about our legacy? Right? Who were we before the 1500s? Right? Who was actually ruling during the Dark Ages? Okay? So, who are the Vikings, right? Who were they? They were us. Right? They were Israelites. There's a reason why they call it the Dark Ages. Right? The Byzantine Empire, which that word means, backwards. So therefore, backwards, reverse. So why is it called the Dark Ages? Because the people that were ruling during the time were dark, dark people. Who are those dark people? It weren't the heathens, but it was, the 12 tribes of Israel. It was Israel ruling during that time. They say that it was a really dark time. Things were just worn down, probably the worst time in history. No. It was the worst time for this man that runs the society, yes. Right? Because Esau cannot stand seeing us in power. So that's why he labeled it as, terrible times. Right? It was Israel ruling. So, just want to get the scripture. This is Obadiah 1 verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Right? So how are the things of Esau searched out? Through who? Right? It's in the files. It's in, records. Right? Of what and who this man really is and what he has done. So how is this man searched out? How are the hidden things of him? How are the hidden things sought up? Through what? The media. Well, through, the hopefully elect. Right? The prophets. Prophets are old and prophets are new. Through the media. The Lord gave us the media for this reason. Right? So that's how this man is searched out and sought up. It says, it's verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. What is that? What is the men of thy confederacy? That's their militia, their military, their armadas. Right? So the men of thy confederacy is who? This man that runs the society right now. The one that keeps his laws, right? The one that enforces his laws, and the one that keeps his own legacies. But Israel, no, we can't, right? We was monkey swinging from vines, right? We was just prisoners, and that's it. That's all we was meant for. So what was the border? The border was us being brought into slavery, right? So it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Now this is going into amongst themselves, right? They have deceived many, but they are also deceiving each other. You can already tell how backwards of a people that they are. So they deceived each other. How? It says, um, I'll reread it. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. When they was at peace with thee, with each other, they deceive each other. That's how. Their treaties, their policies, all these other, you know, um, laws and things like that they implement, they change them. Why? Because they keep making treaties with each other just to, just to tear it down. These people are just rogue, right? They're savages. So they make treaties just to go against each other. They're having problems within their own, faction while bringing us into captivity. These are a base people. He is a base man. It says, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right? So there is no understanding. There is no understanding in this man. And if you follow unto this man, then you're going to go down with him. Right? Because you contradicted yourself. You got brought into this captivity and then you flock unto him. Right? That's that Stockholm syndrome. But yet you got jakes out there that complain about reparation. Reparation for what? It's the elder goes into, that's just you want a refurbish. Right? So what are we supposed to repair here? We already got brought onto the border. Right? They brought us to this border, had us make this place, make their gods, which we were serving even before then, but to make their gods and our own, making statues and deities to them, and then to serve them. Right? The gods that they had us even make, they're making us serve them. They had you build this place, this foundation, right? The as Isaiah 13:10 says, the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof. The power structure, they had you make this power structure and the foundation itself with your blood, sweat, and tears. And yet you complain about reparation. How are we supposed to repair a place that has been built off of complete bloodshed? Right? This place has never been repaired, nor can it be repaired, because you can't repair something if it's never been paired. So this place has never been paired. It's just wicked. This place is just an abomination. So you ones that complain about, reparation, y'all the ones that ate the bread and laid a wound under thee. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and Shalom.